Welcome to Baker Street Geekery. I'm Watson.
No, I'm Leo.
And let's continue with Korra. So, what happens? We're talking about episode
12.
13.
13?
13.
Oh, 13 and 14.
13 and 14. First one is called Darkness Falls. What happens? Korra.
Lots of stuff.
My goodness. Korra.
Okay, it starts at the end of the previous episode.
Right.
It picks up. Vatu gets out of the tree because harmonic convergence is happening and stuff. And it's all like, I'm going to fuse with Unalaq now.
But Korra throws Unalaq back into real world.
They start fighting Unalaq. She airballs Unalaq and throws him in the real world, tells Mako and Bolin to not let him in, basically.
And
she starts going one-on-one with
Vatu.
Doing avatar powers and using the avatar state and stuff.
Yeah. While this is happening,
which she's not very good at, to be honest. I'm going to tangent off. When Aang would do the avatar state after he unlocked his chakras and stuff.
Yeah.
He could just stay in that state. Eventually he lost it. Spoilers. If you've never seen the original Avatar,
why are you watching this?
You're in the wrong place and go watch it. But no, he would stay in that state for a while. If he were to fight, he had a better control of it. And I feel that's a thing of
But he couldn't really go into it.
Yeah,
Korra
until later. He could later.
Yeah.
But the thing was he could stay in that state for a while, but he didn't have mastery over it. Where she could go in and out of it, but she can't stay in it.
Well, maybe,
when she would originally go into it. But I feel that's the thing of
maybe she just
Aang has more spiritual connection to things than Korra does.
Could be. But anyway, we got the other three, that being Bumi, Tenzin, and Kaya, looking for Jinora.
Yeah, run to the woods.
So they get lost.
No, they attack the spider scorpion thing, and then
they get lost.
Then they run away and jump off a cliff and get lost.
And they start wandering around in a forest, and they meet a mushroom.
Who talks to them? It's a spirit mushroom.
Tenzin says, "We've passed this spirit mushroom 5 times already." And Bumi says, "No,
that's not the same mushroom." He's like, "Yes, I am."
Mushroom was the best part of the whole episode. Made me laugh.
Part after this, they hear sounds like, "Mushroom, was that you?" No.
It's Iroh.
Yeah, it's Iroh. Iroh pops up.
Iroh says, "Hey,
my spirit fox guide led me to you, and he will lead you out of here." Tenzin's like, "No, we have to go find my daughter." He's like, "You should really get out of here." He's like, "No, we gotta stay. Not without Jinora," kind of thing. And he's like, "Okay, well, don't get lost, because only the lost find the lost." And then Tenzin's like, "Bingo,
got it." And
I think
we also learned that
it jump cuts from there back to Korra and them.
Well, it cuts back. It doesn't jump cut. Jump cuts are jarring and
jump cut
bad cuts. But we learned that Iroh has been dead for 40 years.
He's been in the spirit world for 40 years.
He's been dead for 40
years. Yeah. The last, because he states it's been 40 years since I've seen you. So I guess we can presumably say that he's been in the spirit world now for at least 40 years. Not necessarily though. I mean, he could have seen them a couple years before he jumped in. But I mean, the last time he was for sure,
at most 40 years.
The last time we know for sure that he was in a physical body was 40 years ago.
Yep. And it jumps back to Korra. We'll jump back to Korra like the show did. And Korra just about avatar seals Vatu back into the...
In between that, though, they cut out to Mako and Bolin fighting.
Oh, right.
Fighting the woods, because, it's just water coming at them from all sides. And they end up getting overpowered.
By Eska, Desna, and Unalaq.
Yeah, because all three of them are like, "Hey, we're all here and we're working together," and they get overpowered. Which then jumps to where you're at.
And Korra just about Avatar 4 elements seals Vatu back into the
Tree of Time or something like that.
Yeah, but we don't know it's that yet. And then Unalaq comes in and is like, "No!" Poof.
Water bend. And then they're all like, "Fusion ha!" kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Ego touches the
convergence.
Yeah. The spirit. Did they ever give a name to this? When it's connected?
The harmonic convergence.
That's the event that happens, though.
I'm still gonna call it the harmonic convergence.
Okay, but that's the event, And I guess it's like when I guess it's still just the spirit portal.
Yeah,
but I mean, like
the spirit portals.
Yeah, he touches it, and it fuses them together, and he's like, "I'm evil Avatar now." And then it's like Avatar Battle Royale, except Battle Royales are more than 2 people.
And he's not really an Avatar because Vaatu is not holding on to the earth.
Yeah,
and fire and airbending like Rava was for Wan.
Was and technically, is, yeah. Technically though, like Rava held on to all of them for him though. Like that's how that worked.
Yeah,
because he could only use one at a time, but she held on to all 4 of them for him. And then once like they fused together, he was kind of able to use all 4 of them at one kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
either way, Unalaq only has his water bending.
Yeah, Unalaq only has his water bending, which they keep to. And there's one point, if you don't pay attention, it looks like he's earth bending because he separates the ground and squishes back together.
But it's ice.
Yeah, they're in the South Pole. It's ice kind of thing. Like, I mean, that's the only thing that could be, I guess, construed as he could do other elements. But every other time, he's either doing like spirit bending stuff
with his water bending.
Or later in the episode, he does a solar beam through his chest.
Yeah.
A dark solar beam. Solar beam!
Either way, he gets Korra subdued enough for him to take Rava out of her.
They're all Avatar fighting. They end up like in this Chinese finger trap, but it's like entire arms, and he opens his mouth and like evil, nasty tentacle darkness comes out and rips Rava out of him. Yeah, she
very descriptive noises.
Yeah, he rips Rava out of him and proceeds to destroy her, kind of thing.
And when he keeps wailing on her, we see the images of the past avatars being destroyed. As well. You know,
because we have so much knowledge of past avatars.
We know about
4 of them:
Avatar, Roku, Kyoshi, and the 2 before Kyoshi. But not really that much about the 2 before Kyoshi.
Yeah, no.
Because there was the water guy who was just the Avatar during a time of peace, who got his wife's face taken by the face taker, and then the other air
lady.
The air lady beforehand.
And we know about Aang.
I counted Aang first. So.
You said Avatar. You didn't actually say Aang. Either way, we also know about Wan, and he was the last one to get destroyed. Obviously, he's the first one.
Because he's the first one.
But, they all get destroyed, and she loses her connection.
And then Unalaq goes all Godzilla and goes to Republic City, and that's basically where the episode ends.
Yeah, he's all like, I'm all powerful, and Megazords into...
He wishes he was a genie without the lamp, so he has unlimited power... But no itty-bitty living space.
Unlimited power!
Itty-bitty living space.
Exactly. Either way, and then he, like, touches the spirit portal and gets zapped into the, like... They're not... Aurora. That's the word I'm looking for. He gets zapped into the Aurora that's across the world now. And he teleports... He like, flies through the Aurora and, like... meteors into Republic, like the Bay Area of Republic City, and that's kind of where that episode ends.
He proceeds to go Godzilla, on Republic City. Into episode the next one,
Light in the Darkness, episode 14. Yes.
Yeah.
Episode 14, Light in the Darkness. Oh, we skipped a huge part, BT Dub. No, we didn't. Did we?
No, we shouldn't have.
Okay. Oh, one thing, previous episode, one thing I guess we forgot to mention. Tenzin and them, after seeing Iroh, go back and meet the spider lady again.
We did. We did forget this.
And
Iroh...
they get thrown into this prison.
It's not a prison, it's just a giant misty
but it's
spirit.
Like, it's a giant, like, chasm that has this misty spirit in it that poisons your mind and makes you have your worst fears.
Oh, we met the general from season 1 of Avatar in there.
Yeah, the Moon Slayer, the Conqueror. I don't remember his actual name.
Neither do I, but he
said it over and over again.
He was that forgettable of a villain that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he was in like 4 episodes, I think. because that was one of the things. It was like, hey, we're going to have 3 episodes in a row.
Well, it was more than that, but...
Yeah, we meet him, and then everyone gets separated because everyone's going crazy. Boomy sees camels.
Yeah.
Cannibals.
Humpty!
Yeah, no, he sees
cannibals.
Cannibals, and...
Kaya sees men who want to tie her down and get her married, which...
Yeah.
It's a strange fear.
That's her fear. It's not really strange. There's a lot of people out like that don't
fear
want
of commitment.
fear of commitment, don't want to be tied down kind of thing. Like that's
I know, but it's
kind of a common fear. But like they kind of said like you will experience like your biggest fear.
Yeah.
Like for that to be your biggest fear, I feel
it's kind of silly.
Either you're kind of a shallow person,
yeah,
or you're a hippie. I mean, like for real.
And Tenzin starts to see Aang, and
well, first he starts having a mental mind breakdown with, I'm the Avatar's son. I have to do all these great things, and then he starts fighting with himself of, no, you'll fail. No, I can do this. No, there's no way. It's impossible. And then he breaks down and he sees his dad again, old Aang.
And he says, "You're not me."
Yeah, basically, some of the story was, "You're not me, son. You're you. Be you." And then Aang transforms into Tenzin. He's like, "Yes, I am Tenzin." And the entire fog just goes, poof, and it's gone. And
I am powerless.
You see everyone that's there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot. There looks like, I feel there would be a lot of interesting stories like just there. Because like there's people wearing pink clothes and there's like purple.
There was a whole bunch of old stuff. There was the only one that stood out was Jinora because she's in the Avatar robes.
Airbender robes.
Yeah, the Airbender robes, sorry. But there was a whole bunch of Earth Kingdom colors, Water Tribe colors, Fire Nation.
Then there was some that like they just didn't have a place either. Like there was definitely that pink one that was off to the right of Jinora.
Yeah.
Like, so there's like 2 pink ones. So I mean like
there was probably some stories there
that we'll never hear.
Probably not.
Unless
they're in the comics.
Unless it's in the comics, or it's a, hey, we're showing flashbacks to this Avatar. Hey, remember these people?
Except for that's not going to happen.
Sadly. Spoilers, we'll get to it later.
No!
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't say anything.
There it is. Okay. Moving on, episode 14. It starts out with Unalaq being all Godzilla-y.
Yeah.
And
Mr. President, get down! The blimp's blowing up!
Then
and Beifong's Spider-Maning out of the blimp on her metal things, carrying Mr. President.
Then it cuts back to Korra in the spirit world with everybody. Or no, it cuts back to Kaya and
cuts back to
Tenzin and
picking
Boomy.
up Korra and booming them. Not Boomy,
Bolin and Mako.
Taking them like,
back
we have to get them
water.
into some spirit water. And then it's just like, oh no, isn't the entire spirit world filled with spirit water?
Wow.
So convenient.
Isn't it?
They go into spirit world and they kind of heal them up because they're unconscious.
Yeah.
And
then Korra's just like, I'm not the Avatar anymore.
And she's
I'm
like,
the last Avatar.
And then I'm like, plot point, new series, Last Avatar.
But no, because Tenzin's like, no, you are not Rava. You are Korra.
No. First he talks about, he wants to have a down-to-heart talk with her about, you need to go and do this. You can do this. He's like, but I don't have my spirit anymore. She's like, you're not Rava was taken from you. You still have you.
Yeah. Which it's good. It's a good little callback to 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, where Tenzin's like, you're you, I'm me thing. Yeah. But I feel like that was his like spiritual enlightenment point.
Yeah.
Where like, I feel like if he were to leave and like there's later series, if he were tried to go into the spirit world at that point, he'd be able to get to on his own, like without.
But that's not even necessary anymore.
No, but I'm just saying like on a standpoint of like if he were to do that.
Once again, spoilers for 5 minutes from now.
He would be able to do that now, kind of thing.
So he takes Korra into the Tree of Time, which we now know is called the Tree of Time, because this is the Tree of Time.
This is the Tree of Time. He said sages used to meditate under it, didn't he? Or something?
Yeah.
Something like that. He's like, people used to come and meditate under this, and they'd be enlightened and things. Sit here, look around. These are all of your memories, and it shows like
It shows a lot of clips
It shows
from season
all
1.
of season 1, basically. And then, like, oh, hey, look, there's Juan. He was a normal person before, like, he did this. Like, he always helped people and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, without Rava, he still did these things. This is who he was, not Rava. And you are still who you are, and you are strong.
So Korra's like, thanks, Tenzin. She sits down in the tree.
It starts meditating.
And then we see the thing from during Juan's story where Rava says, hey, I cannot exist without Vaatu, and Vaatu cannot exist without me. You've got to look for the light in the darkness.
Yeah, and then she goes inside, like, the galaxy area.
Where we saw Aang
the giant floating Aang thing from season 1.
Except from Avatar.
From Avatar.
Season 2 of Avatar.
And now it's giant floating Korra holding white ball magicness. And she walks into it.
She walks into it, and she comes out of this... Her spirit comes out of the Tree of Time as giant astral projection Korra.
I'm giant astral projection Korra. Kaiju monster fight, go! And she does the same thing as Vaatu and Unalaq.
We did skip something from last episode. Jinora said she has to go help Korra.
Yeah, okay.
And she went away for a little bit.
And she teleports to Republic City the same way Vaatu did. And she
touches the...
That's how he did it too.
Either way.
She touches the
hoop,
the spirit portal hoop. She transfers into the Aurora and teleports, air quotes, teleports to where?
To Republic City.
To Republic
City.
City. Boom! And then it's giant monster fight.
And what's the cute little kid's name?
The booger eater.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. Basically, Janora's little brother's like, hey, look, it's Korra. She's giant and blue.
Korra's back, and she's a blue giant.
Yeah. They're just like, it's like, hey, here's a random joke. Or random obvious observations, Avi.
Tenzin's kids are great.
But yeah, then there's just giant monster fight. Korra gets her butt handed to her. She's at the beginning it's pretty even.
Yeah,
and then she starts getting overwhelmed.
She gets Unalaq down for a little bit, and she puts her hand on his chest looking for Rava.
Kind of like chakra bend to see where Rava's at, and she can't find her in him.
And Vaatu says, "What you're looking for does not exist anymore."
Yeah, and then she starts getting her butt handed to her, and then he tries to dark spirit bend her, and at that point, Jinora comes down in the flaming goldness ball of happy. And releases light into the world, basically.
And Tenzin's two other kids are like, "Look, Mom, it's Jinora.
She's so pretty."
And then Pema takes the
spyglass.
And just like, "Be careful, sweetie."
Yeah, and be all like, "I'm your mom. Be careful." Stereotypical mom stuff. And Jinora basically releases the light into the world, or something like that. Like, that's how I took it. Like, she found new light or something.
She stunned Vaatu.
Yeah.
And Unalaq. And then Korra's just like, "I'm a light spirit bend you."
No,
like you tried to dark spirit bend me.
First, it revealed Rava in his chest.
First, I'm gonna.
She goes and rips it out of him.
Yeah.
And then she light spirit bends him, and it works.
And she's dies.
Like, "Go away in peace," kind of thing. Like.
And she kills him with light and love. Like the Care Bears do.
Yeah, except Care Bear stare. Boom. Care Bear stare, please nerf. After that, Rava's like, "We have to go back. Harmonic convergence is almost over."
Just in the nick of time, they get back together.
And then they Superman like boom into the air and then teleport back to the spirit world.
And they just...
While this is happening in the spirit world, they're all protecting Korra and her meditative body from a bunch of evil spirits, which really wasn't like it's not an important thing other than, hey, we're protecting Korra from all these people trying to get to her, which is why we kind of skipped over it a little bit. But she gets back and she's like, "Hey, Jinora," and Jinora meets Tenzin again. She's like, "I'll see you at home." And we cut to the Avatar training base, and Jinora wakes up and everyone's just like, "Is everyone okay?" She's like, "Everyone's going to be fine," and her hair's all wet and stuff because she's sitting in the spirit water. And then Korra
fuses back together right as the harmonic convergence ends.
Korra surfs Rava up to the hoop. And they fuse again. She's all like, I'm an avatar. And she's all blue and stuff. And comes down, like, her eyes are all white. And then they turn back to normal.
And then she's talking to Tenzin and is like, hey, you're the avatar again. Yeah, but I can't feel my past lives anymore.
Yeah, she can't remember. Not that I don't know if she couldn't remember, but she can't sense.
Her connection to her past lives has been cut, and she doesn't think she's ever going to get them back.
Yeah. Which I'm going to point out would be a good spin-off for the next... Not spin-off, but like a good point plot to the next series of she's trying to connect with her previous selves again. I don't know how... Like, I don't know where the conflict or anything in there would be. Yeah. I mean, they could make one. But, like, in my mind, I see, like her going on a spirit quest trying to bring herself back. Like, pull herself together again kind of thing.
You mean like where season 1 should have went into season 2?
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. Like, I've watched, like, we watched someone else talk about Korra. Season 2 would have been a lot cooler if it came before season 1.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff would have been a greater impact on things. But I feel the way that it was lined up now works equally as well.
Yeah.
However, I will also state the beginning of this season is it's slow and it's not as good as these last like 5-6 episodes that came out.
Hopefully next season will be great. Yeah. Like the entire way through.
If they can, like, I know they'll find something and they'll find some sort of conflict and throw Korra into it for this next season that's going to come out. Even though we haven't finished talking about this episode.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, and I'm going to stop myself and we'll catch up to that.
Yeah, we need to finish up what happens.
So her and Tenzin are having this talk in front of one of the spirit portals. Like, all right, it's time to close this kind of thing.
And
she goes to close it, and then she realizes it comes to her like, no, did Juan do the right thing? Was Unalaq right of humans and spirits should live together kind of thing? And she turns to Tenzin like, I need advice kind of thing. And he looks at her as like, well, your training's done. You are the Avatar now. I have nothing left to teach you. And ultimately, this decision is left to you, kind of thing. And Korra's just sitting there, looks into herself, kind of, what is right in the world? Yeah. Should these things be together? And I feel like through this journey, she makes the right choice and decides not to close the portals.
I can see where the conflict's coming in.
I see where the conflict's coming in.
Because I see the face stealer coming through,
yeah,
and stealing people's faces, and Korra having to stop him.
Like there's lots of conflicts coming, but
there's still lots of dark spirits.
Like, it's the thing of, though, like, she then goes, like, there's this big celebration in the Southern Water, like, capital. It's like, hey, did I skip something?
Or, no, you haven't. But I want to say something real quick.
Okay.
Mako goes to Korra and says, hey, remember that argument you forgot about? Yeah, I broke up with you. And Korra's like, yeah, I remember.
And then they're like, we should really break up.
We should break up for real this time.
Yay, on again, off again, Ross and racial relationships.
Hopefully it stays off this time. Also, Bolin and Eska.
That was the thing, and that was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
Because you will always have a part in my organ that pumps blood to the rest of my body. Is a great line. Basically, there was a point where they had trapped them, and we didn't cover it. We didn't talk about it, but there was a point where Eska and Desna trapped Mako and Bolin, and Bolin basically starts crying like a baby. He's like, I always loved you. I didn't mean to run away, kind of thing. And they kiss and they're all happy. Yeah. It's like, we'll spend eternal darkness together if you survive. And then it comes back later after it's over. It's like, I was kind of caught up in the moment of eternal darkness and dying.
Yeah, I guess I was too.
But they're like, but you'll always remain in my organ that pumps blood to the rest of my body, my little turtle duck.
I really want Bolin and Asami to get together.
I don't see it.
Because they have great chemistry.
I mean, they have chemistry together, and like I can see them doing it, but I don't see it like I don't see them
because
doing
Asami's with Mako now again.
Technically, they never really specified if they like. I mean, they specified that hey, we're going to get back together again.
Yeah.
But then after he started seeing Korra again, like at the end,
she got all miffed.
Yeah. So who knows if they're actually together still or not at the end of it. But then it goes back to...
Then it goes to Republic City, and Korra says, hey, Unalaq's dead. Oh, also, Eska and Desna don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. That was kind of funny when she told him. He's like, you say this like we would care.
He almost let me die. So
he says it in a better way. He's like, he almost let me expire. Or father was going to let me expire.
Either way. it cuts to a press conference where Korra's standing there. Is like, hey, Ulok's dead, so you can chill with that.
That wasn't
also, there's spirits everywhere.
That was in the south, though. That was at the
I thought it was in front. Okay, whatever.
It was in the southern
you're
capital
right.
because they're like, hey, the Southern Water Council's elected my dad president of the Southern Water Tribe. Chief. It was chief.
He could have been northern. He could be chief of the northern tribe.
He said south though.
Either way,
and that the south, because they said southern and northern now are going to be separate.
Okay,
but they'll still be allies.
Tone Rock is chief of South Tribe.
Meaning they need a new North Chief. They need a new North Chief now.
Desna for North Chief.
Desna for North Chief. Desna North Chief 2010.
Desna and Eska co-chief.
Co-chief 2014. Co-chief. Co-chief too strong.
That'd be great. And she says, "Oh yeah, by the way, there's gonna be spirits everywhere, so deal with it."
Yeah. Also, because she decided she didn't want to be the bridge anymore. Everyone should live together. Which I think is a good point.
So don't be racist. The end.
I don't think it was don't be racist. Just like be happy. Like, because like
I see lots of conflict coming up next season.
There potentially could be a lot of conflict with a lot.
Well, you saw the conflict that was happening during the Wan episodes between the spirits and the humans. Yeah. I just have a really bad feeling that that's gonna happen again.
It depends. Like, I mean, it would. I don't know. Be interesting. It may or may not. It depends on how they decide to go with the next season. Like, jumping back to us talking about the next season now, there's lots of things they could do. Like, they could do a spirit versus humans war kind of thing. Or, like, there might be something
They shouldn't, because that would end up with Korra closing the portals again and essentially rendering this whole season pointless.
I mean, like, they could do that. Like, that could be, like...
I trust them enough to do something that makes sense and something that leaves this season with some amount of weight.
Yeah, I feel they also could, like I said earlier, she could go spirit questing, try and bring herself together, and
that's another thing,
because that's one of the things we talked about when we watched it. They never specify if when you die you go to this spirit world with all the spirits in it, or if there's another place with all the spirits.
Yeah,
or all the human spirits. Kind of thing.
There seem to be a lot of human spirits in the spirit world, though.
See, those were the trapped ones. And then I guess
Iroh,
though.
Iroh wasn't trapped.
He was alive, and then he went to the spirit world and allowed his body to pass, and he stayed there, though. Like, that's how that one worked.
True.
Like, he decided that's what he wanted. Like, he explained that when Korra first saw him. Is like, this is where I came to be in my final days, kind of thing. Right. Whereas...
But either way, having a whole bunch of dead human spirits... potentially wandering around in the spirit world and potentially coming back. Well, actually, they don't have physical bodies.
They have no physical bodies. They don't have bending.
Yeah, so they probably can't come back, which makes things a whole lot better.
I mean, they could, because like Jinora came in spirit form, but it would be like they'd be glowy ghosts.
That was different. Jinora was doing awesome Deus Ex Machina things.
Yeah,
and you know.
Like, if they were to come back, it would probably be in some sort of effect like
Jinora
that.
just had to come down and be the chosen one for a few seconds.
Yeah. But no, like, I feel like they could go do, like, Spirit Human War, but I feel it wouldn't be very good or a very strong season.
Yeah.
They could, like I said earlier, go and do the, hey, I'm bringing myself back together. She could have to relive, like, certain things.
I mean, if there's just one or two spirits running amok, like the Face Stealer... and whatever the hell ate her that one time. Yeah. Because there could be, as far as we know, that thing's still in the ocean somewhere.
Yeah.
Terrorizing people. Because it was in the first episode, and then it was in that episode, and that's the only place we ever saw it.
There could be a huge thing on, like, these big bad spirits that are causing problems. Like, they could be, like, creating gangs, and I don't know.
That'd be weird.
It would be.
Either way, that's what we think.
That could be a thing, though.
That's what we think. If you think it could be going in a different direction, leave a comment. If you agree with us, give us a like. If you don't agree with us, give us a like anyway, because we need it. I'm desperate.
Watson's desperate. And this has been Baker Street Geekery talking about Legend of Korra season finale. Like us and follow us on Facebook and stuff. Like Watson said, subscribe. Like,
we got a Twitter feed too.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Peace out.